Hi everyone, Dr. Victoria Scarbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. So it's time to do tarot scopes again. I'm working on the fire signs. I'm going to be doing Sagittarius next. And this is for May 2022. This is for Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising. All right, so, or, you might have none of those things in Sagittarius, but a number of planets in Sagittarius, so might be useful. Okay, I am going to look at the astrology first. So, Jupiter is your ruling planet, Sag, and we just had Jupiter make a conjunction to Neptune on the 12th of April. Incidentally, the day that the Moskva sunk. I think that's very symbolic. Very symbolic. Anyway, it is going to move into Aries this month. So for you, Sag, it's been moving through Pisces. Move through Aquarius. It was kind of easy for you to mentalize and get some good ideas out of it. But then it moved into Sag. Anyway, it went from a mental exercise to emotional, a real emotional time for you. Now, you did have the South Node in Sag for like 18 months. And so as a Sag, you were sort of channeling the energy of release in a way. So that's not an easy place to be, because it's like you're bearing witness to a lot of spiritual crisis for people. And it's not necessarily that you've had the spiritual crisis, because you may have transcended that, or you're further along on the path. So what other people's crisis are similar to things you've already experienced, perhaps, and have some knowledge and wisdom around. So Mercury retrograde, Mars is in Pisces. I don't think it moves into Aries until June. Let me look here. I have some notes. Does it say? Oh, on the 24th. So May 24th, that's when the sun's in Gemini. Mars is moving into Aries. And that's big, because when Mars was in Aries last time, it was retrograde. And that really fomented a lot of what we saw on January 6th, the energy that we saw on January 6th. So this Mars in Aries is pretty important, I think, energetically. When I do my, I'll talk about it in my Astrology and Kabbalah of May, if you want more information on that. Okay, so new moon in Gemini, Sag. So Gemini is your house of relationships. So we have a new moon in that house of relationship. And so you can maybe reconnect. You've been a little isolated. You can reconnect now with people and talking, and the time of the need to do that is almost over, and now it's about like reaching back out again. Okay, good. So let's take a look at the cards. I'm using the Fountain deck and the Ascendant Master cards for you, Sag. Oh, the kitty. Oh, the kitty. All right. So let's see what's ahead for Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising. There's that full moon too, eclipse, powerful. 20, the moon's at 27 of Scorpio. So if you have something at 27 degrees of Scorpio, I think something is revealed. Yeah, something is revealed. Or if you have something at like 27 degrees of Taurus, because that's where the sun is through that time. All right, let's see. All right, so we have you, kind of what I just was talking about, how you've been going through some really difficult emotional stuff. You went from like understanding stuff and sort of unearthing information, and then you had to actually like process that emotionally, and that was it hasn't been easy. It's been very difficult actually, and you've had to like really mourn a lot of things, a lot of loss in your life, but it's not what you've lost anymore, but it's what you have, and we sort of have to come from that place at this time. All right, let's see what challenge is that. Yeah, this is not too dissimilar from the Leo reading. This is the Tower. There's like this, you're in the midst of all of this loss and all of this sorrow. It's so overwhelming. The challenge is to be enlightened from it. The challenge is to not let this be an exercise in just being sad, but what is it revealing to you? That's the challenge, I think. That's the challenge. Let's see what the root of this is. We have the King of Swords, the truth, the truth. The King of Swords is, associated with law and order and the rule of law. And so what you stand on is truth. What you're standing on is your truth. And not only is it your truth, but it is your hard-earned, hard-won, having to bring down the sword on people at times, or bring down the sword on situations at times. And that is not easy. That is not an easy thing to do. But you have done it, and you have conviction, and you stand on that. Let's see what's in the past. We have the Ace of Coins. So financial opportunities, perhaps. Fiscal opportunities. But it's in the past. Let's see what's in the sky. Ooh, the King of Coins. So what it seems like to me is that an offer was made in the past. And now the person is, if you did take the money, he's here to like make sure he gets his cut. Or it could be somebody who's going to help you to someone who's going to help you to finance your future, finance your ability to be out in the world bigger, committing to maybe work of some sort. In the immediate future is the sun, full illumination, shining your light fully. How it's seen from the outside. People feel as though you have to be very careful about what you say or how you say it. There's a danger there because of what you say, perhaps, or the knowledge that you're saying it in a very precise way because you know how important the words are. Your domestic situation, the Queen of Coins, your girl in your kingdom. It's a nice card to get in your domestic situation. This is a woman who takes care of what she has. Takes care of what she has. Knows the value of things. And knows that, well, if you're a woman, and I apologize to any of the guys out there, but if you're a woman, you know how hard you have to work to get what often is just given to a man. Hopes and fears, the moon. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. The moon is a card of fear. It's a card of fear. It's been coming up now for months, and this is the war in the Ukraine card here. So you fear. What you fear, you bring to you. So fear begets more fear, begets more fear. There comes a point where you have to get out of your head because that's where fear festers. There's a real tension between this sense of being alone and then being willing to allow yourself into a more maybe collective situation. Unless, everything depends on you kind of situation. Outcome. Oh man, this is beautiful. Strength card. These are powerful cards, really powerful. The Tower, the Sun, the Moon, and Strength. That Strength card speaks of speaking your truth, saying your truth. Fly in your freak flag, whatever it is. Declaring, putting your energy into your voice. Because people need it, to hear it. People need to hear it. Underneath it all, the Ace of Wands. Boy, it makes me wish I was a Sag. Ace of Wands. Five of Swords. Okay, now maybe not so much. And the Emperor. Oh, wow. There's somewhere between pure inspiration and winning at any cost that we need to be there. Between God and and death lies our own agency. We are the creators of our lives. We create our lives. Even in situations where it seems like the outside world is in complete and utter chaos, we create our lives and our world and the world that we see in front of us through how we see the world. I don't know how else to put it. And so when you are connected to a higher dimension, maybe a higher dimensional frequency, we could call it that, you're just aware of more things, and that can be overwhelming and very much fear-inducing. And when you go through these periods of like evolution on steroids, which is what we've been going through, it's bound to get crazy, but it's also a highly powerful time where the power to manifest is like, so manifest it. You know. You just need to put the intention. Everything that like keeps you from that is your own fear, I think. All right, Ascended Masters. Let's see what Ascended Masters has message to say for Sag. Message for Sag. Message from Michael. Remember that song? Message from Michael. I was, where was I the other day? Oh, in the next town, Marion. Really nice town. Beautiful. And they had all these little Ukrainian flags around. It was so sweet. I'm like, yeah. Michael's colors, right? Archangel Michael's colors. All right, let's see. Pan, fertility. Yeah, I like that one. Sag is very connected to the natural world. Pan is a natural for Sag. Fertility F. Fertility F, yes. Okay. All right, here we go. And I'll hold it up because it's a beautiful card. Now, that's a guy I wouldn't mind meeting in the woods. This card signifies that it is a very fertile time for you. This is an ideal time for the conception of a baby or a new project. All of the doors are open for you right now. Your mind is fertile with many wonderful new ideas, and abundance easily flows to you. Since everything is in its infancy stage, have patience with the growth process. Just nurture yourself and your projects so that you stay strong and fertile. So, there you go. Success is assured. Seriously. Okay. Have yourself a great month. Like and subscribe. Check out my month astrology Kabbalah of May. My moon shadows with Ona about the new moon in Taurus. I love Taurus. I do. All right, guys. Have yourself a wonderful month. I'll see you again next month. Namaste.